Good morning, one and all. Myself Bhavani from Civil Department. Today we are going to discuss on the topic of biological hazard. Okay, we already completed these chemical hazards, physical hazards. These are all the hazards or disaster we are facing in our daily life. Okay, other than these disasters like earthquakes, floods, these are all nothing but the endogenous hazards. And these biological, physical, chemical, these are all comes under the exogenous hazard. Whether it may be sedimentation or whether it may be soil erosion, these are all comes under this exogenous hazards. Okay, and coming to the main topic, that is biological hazard. Mainly what is meant by this biological hazard means hazards that can be caused due to the biological activities or biological agents, and it can also cause harm and damage to the people or properties or to the environment when they are exposed towards these biological agents. What are these biological agents means? That may be bacteria, fungi, parasites, or some other viruses. These are all the biological hazards. Okay. And next is bacteria. This is the first one that comes under this biological hazard. In this bacteria, what it means when we are working in some place, okay, that place can be affected with so much of bacteria. This bacteria we can't see, so that can be some celled organisms, or that may be tiny. So when we are keep our hands on that bacteria means that can cause the so many types of diseases. And also for sometimes that bacteria can be helpful for us, and some good bacteria will be there, some unnecessary bacteria will be there. That good bacteria when we are going to eat means that may be essential for our human health, and some bacteria if we consume means that also make ourselves sick also. But means we can say some example. Why? Because means curd we can take the example. This curd also can be, we are getting that curd from the bacteria only. Okay, this bacillus bacteria, from this one we are getting this one. So that is one of the essential for our health also, that one. And when some bacteria means very harmful bacteria, when they enter in our body through some cuts or some open wounds, or sometimes we may inhale towards our through our mouth or through our nose also, means once that type of bacteria when they enter in our body means that bacteria means one organism that may enter in our body, but when they enter means they will just increase their overall bacteria count when they are inside in our body. So that may cause the illness also. Okay. And what are the main symptoms of this means consuming of this bacteria is depending upon the type of bacteria here. Means if some good bacteria we may take means that may be useful, but some bad bacteria we may consume or we may inhale means that may also lead towards the health issues like diarrhea, vomiting, fever, and also some of the severe cases can be seen like death also. Why? Because some bacteria will be very much harmful. That bacteria, that type of bacteria, if we consume means that also leads towards the death sometimes. Some people may get stomach pains like that one. So we have to be very careful when we are buying this type of vegetables or any fruits also. Some bacteria always will be present on that food items. So when we are eating that type of food products, we have to clean the products thoroughly. Then we have to consume that type of bacteria here. Okay. And this is some of the bacteria we can see, that is Cosi and also Bacilli and some others. Okay. and this is the overall structures of this bacteria in cosi. These are all the green color or comes under this cosi, and bacilli. These are all comes this orange color. These are all the different forms of this bacilli bacteria, and these are the other bacteria. Some these bacillus is sometimes is very much useful for our body, but viscosi and other some bacteria, it may be harmful towards our body also. And next one is fungi, and this is also one type of microorganism. Means we also can't see that fungi. Why? Because that can easily cause infections towards the humans, and mainly sometimes that may be just infection, but some people it may lead towards the mild to the life threatening also. Some people they may die because of this consuming of the fungi also. Mainly these fungi can be seen in the environments like it may be from the soil or it may be from the water or plants also. And when we are going to just touch this type of fungi also, means it have to be means it can be taken in our body through water or some touching of that plants also. It can cause the diseases in the very healthy people also. Okay, these fungal infections can be very much difficult to means to treat for this fungi infected people. Why? Because it is not always destroyed. It will be always present in our body. First, if we consume for first time, means unknowingly only, accidentally we are going to consume that one. Accidentally also if we consume, means that will be there in our body for some years also. Or if we just look through our body by doing this overall test, means that fungi can be sometimes means throughout from our body sometimes. Okay, and it cannot be destroyed by using this antibiotic sometimes. That will lead to the immune system of that healthy person. Means that healthy person is healthy at some period. Means after consuming this fungus, what he will be very weak. He may be suffering from weakened immune system also. That also leads to the higher risk of this developing of these fungal infections. So we have to be very careful, and we have to eradicate or mitigate this type of fungus also. So if you are having, means if your body is having any sensations like fungal infections, immediately we have to consult the doctor and proper treatment have to be taken from him. So they can give the if you just means if you just leave this fungal infections, means it can be sometimes life threatening also if it is not treated properly. Means this is one of the picture of fungi, and this can be very much dangerous also. Next one is virus, and here one of the main thing we can see, we can tell by seeing this virus, means coronavirus. Why? Because from the past 3 to 4 years, we will be suffering because of this coronavirus. This coronavirus, we can't see whether it is there or not, but it will be always in the environment or in the atmosphere only. It will be just like the it will replicate inside the cells of the living organisms. Means very tiny particles it will look like. We can't see whether it is present or not. So when this virus is there nearby, means we have to wear the mask or we have to wear the gloves also. Means already we have seen at the time of coronavirus how we will be always wearing this mask, always wearing the gloves also. Means when we are going to keep our hands on some person or on some product also, that may contain the coronavirus at that time. So from that also so many people they get infected because of this coronavirus. This can cause the various human diseases from normal cold to the very serious illness also, like HIV or like AIDS also. Why? Because some of the virus they cannot be life threatening, but some virus can be life threatening like coronavirus. And nowadays we are having so many very advanced technologies, and by that advanced technologies, so much updated treatment we are getting nowadays for the viruses such as HIV and also the influenza. By because when we are suffered from these viruses means we have to be very careful, and we have to eat very hygienic food, and we have to eat very nutritious food also. Okay, if there will be lack of this nutritious food means, when these viruses attack our body means, it will lead to the life threatening moment for us also sometimes. Okay, and these viruses can be divided into two types, that is DNA virus and also RNA virus. What is meant by this DNA and RNA virus? Or in this DNA virus, it may contain some genetic material of deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, and in this one, deoxyribonucleic acid, this is one of the main viruses that is somewhat affect our body also. Okay, and this is another one, that is RNA. It is also one of the genetic material. It is made up of the ribonucleic acid. Okay, these two are the types of these viruses. Here you can see the different types of viruses which we are seeing continuously. Okay, HIV virus and hepatitis, Ebola virus, and bacteriophage, influenza, adenovirus, and also the coronavirus. We can't forget that coronavirus also. Next one is protozoa, and this is one of the very serious biological hazard. Why? Because of this biological hazard only, we may be facing diseases like malaria, amphibiasis, and also the giardiasis. And here, from where we are going to get this type of diseases means, from where we can see this protozoa is, it can be seen in the contamination of the food and water. Why? Because when we are going to eat the contaminated food or contaminated water we are going to drink means, that also lead to the gastrointestinal illness also. Okay, and here you can see this amphibiasis, and this amphibiasis is one of the main disease which is suffering in the very small children to the very big human beings also. And recently, I already told you in previous classes, I think, in Kerala, one of the kid, she died because of this amphibiasis. Means in contaminated water, when she is swimming means, some very small amoeba, that small amoeba that entered towards her ear, and when that entered means that amoeba entered towards that ear, that goes towards that brain also. Okay, after entering that brain, it will eat that amoeba, it will eat the overall brain of that kid. So after some time, that kid also died. And so we are not going to drink this type of contaminated water, and contamination food also we can't eat. So we have to be very much careful because of this protozoa. It can also lead towards the gastrointestinal illness also. In some cases, it can be very serious, and that can be life threatening. So when we are going to protect ourselves from this protozoa means, we have to clean the food properly, or we have to cook our food properly. Means cooking of food is not properly done means, it will be somewhat somewhat not soft, means it is still hard only, means we can't eat that type of food. From that also we may get these diseases. Okay, so we have to be very careful. We have to cook our food properly. We have to drink very pure water, means very filterized water we have to drink. Or some people, they may drink some contaminated water, they may get the diseases like malaria, dengue, like that one. So we have to drink very filterized water, so that we can't go through these protozoa diseases. And next one is if we are going to avoid this contaminated soil or water means, we can't be sometimes, means without our knowledge also, we can go towards these contaminated materials. So after knowing that that is a contaminated water or contaminated soil means, immediately we have to wash our hands properly, means by soap also, or from hand sanitizers also. We can be clean our hands or clean our legs also. Means of course, obviously, if their protozoa is there means we can't know. So we have to be very careful. So after coming from the outside means, we have to clean ourselves and we have to very much take care of this our body. So after cleaning also, we have to apply some mosquito ointments to not means to not get bitten by the mosquitoes also. Why? Because biting of this mosquito on our body also, that leads to the protozoa here. Okay, so we have to be protected from this protozoa by taking care of ourselves first. We have to be very clean. We have to eat very clean food and also drink filterized water. Then that will be very easy to avoid this type of protozoa here. Sometimes it can be this protozoa when we are going to consume that type of food means, that can be very life threatening also. So we have to take care of our health first. These are the protozoa pictures, means just like insects it will look like. Okay. And next one is parasites. And in these parasites, there are so many different types of parasites. Sometimes it may also lead found in the various environments also. And these can be these parasites, sometimes it can be visible towards us. Some may be very nano in shape, some may be in a micro shape. Okay, so when these some of the people, they may just think that these parasites will going to affect only animals. They are not going to be affected because of this one, means that is very much false. Remember this, these parasites also can affect the humans, which are very much dangerous towards the human body also. It can also cause the different types of diseases. Okay, here is a picture of parasites. And next one is, what are the main key points of this biological hazard means? First one, elimination. We have to remove the biological hazards like contaminated materials, like whether it may be contaminated soil, contaminated food or contaminated water, like that one. And also we have to just eliminate the infected animals from the environment also. And next one is substitution. And in this one, we have to replace hazardous biological agents with the very safe alternatives. Why? Because if these biological agents that will remove means, that will be very helpful to the society also. Means afterwards we can take the safe alternatives also. Next one is engineering controls. Means using this ventilation system to reduce these airborne pathogens, and also the installing of these barriers to prevent the direct contact with this biological hazard also can be happening. Why? Because if the ventilation facilities is not there for any type of this biological hazards means, that will automatically produce the airborne diseases. Okay, means some viruses, from the viruses we can get so many diseases also. So using these ventilation systems also, we can easily reduce the airborne pathogens, and we can easily install the barriers to prevent the direct contact with this contaminated soil or contaminated water, like this one. Okay, and next is isolation. Here, when these if some people, for example, I'm telling, some people is affected by this coronavirus means, that people have to be isolated from the other people, normal people, so that they can't get that coronavirus. Means in some means in previous years, we can observe that so many people, means so many people of the family, they died because of this coronavirus. Means how they died means, if one person got the coronavirus means, they have to be isolated from their family. If they are not going to isolated themselves means, they can get that coronavirus. So that they, in the previous years, so many deaths happened because of this one. So isolation of this infected people also can be done immediately. Okay. And next one is proper waste disposal. Here, if that contaminated soil is there, contaminated materials are there, food is there, water is there, means we have to dispose that of that type of contaminated materials, and so that we can be very much safe towards our environment. We have to safely dispose this biological waste like contaminated materials, needles, and also some biological specimens, so that we can save our family and also ourselves from this biological hazard. And next one is that is PPE, and equipped workers with this proper PPE can be seen using the gloves, mask, gowns, and also the face shields when they are facing this biological hazard. Why? Because if they are going to be exposed towards this biological hazard, means they can't save themselves. So from top to bottom, they have to wear the, whether it may be gowns, whether it may be face shields, everything they have to wear when they are going through this biological hazards. Next one is hand hygiene, and in this hand hygiene, if we touch some contaminated water or contaminated soil also, proper hand washing to be done with the soap and also the water, and our hand sanitizers can be, which are having alcohol based hand sanitizers can be used at that time. Why? Because in the coronavirus we already see, means if the people is died from this coronavirus, means that that person family is not going to touch that person. Why? Because that may infect their family immediately, that may infect. So only some trained people who are wearing this gowns, mask, they only dump their body in some areas. Okay. And next one is vaccination, and we have to be ensured that workers are vaccinated against these biological hazard diseases. Okay. Why? Because if you are not going to vaccinated, means easily these diseases can be affected, and such as hepatitis or influenza can be affected towards that workers also, workers or normal people also. Next one is disinfection and sterilization, and here we have to regularly disinfect and sterilize the overall surfaces, and tools have to be cleaned so that there is no contamination of anything like that one. And next one is training and education, means we already know how to be when this coronavirus is there, means how we have to save ourselves from these viruses. So we have to be very careful when these biological hazards can be affected. So we have to be very much prepared, and also some education have to be given to the people who don't know anything about this biological hazard, so that they can be very much aware when these viruses can be affected towards them. And next one is health surveillance, and here we have to monitor the for example, workers' health have to be monitored, and if we can see any illness in him, means we have to get him isolated and proper medication can be given towards him. So health surveillance is also very much important nowadays. And next one is safe work practices, and here we have to implement and also we have to enforce the protocols for the safety handling of these biological materials, like means after using of these needles or any some bandages also, they have to clearly take out that overall waste, and they have to cover that properly, and we have to dump in some safe area where people can't go through that one. Okay. And next is use of this biosafety cabinets, and here we have to utilize the biosafety cabinets when we are going to work with these infectious agents. If not, if we can't use this biosafety cabins, means that will going to be prevent the spread of airborne pathogens. We have to use this biosafety cabins. Okay. If not, we can be affected by these airborne pathogens. And next is proper labeling. Means if some chemical is there in that workplace, means we have to label that one. And after labeling only we can see that this one is harmful. this one is this chemical, that chemical. We can see by seeing that labels also. So proper labeling should be done towards that area or towards that containers also, where these biological hazards can be present. Okay, to alert the workers and to alert the normal people also. Next one is emergency procedures. And in these emergency procedures, we have to develop and we have to regularly practice this emergency procedures when these biological hazards can be happen. Means if it may be contamination or it may be exposure towards these biological hazards also, we have to develop and regular practice can be done when we are going to face this biological hazard. These are the references books. Thank you everyone.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.